My ears are, they're growing exponentially during COVID.
The elastic is pulling your ears forward?
Yeah. Well, they're going, they used to be flat against my head, and now they're kind of like, they're developing wings and they're waving at people.
You don't have to tuck your hair behind your ears.
They're sticking out.
You're just fine.
I have proof.
You have proof?
Yeah, there's lots of, videos now out there of me on YouTube.
with your ear flopping out of your hair?
With my ears waving at people.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Hey, welcome, everybody.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't know we turned the camera on, huh?
Okay, we're going to have to rewind that. Come on.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
All right.
It's episode 53.
Right.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. This is, it's Barb and Cynthia from River City Yarns in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we come to you about once a month to talk to you about some things behind the scenes in our yarn shop. And it's really behind the scenes these days because we've been shut down to in-person shopping for quite some time.
Yep.
And so it's just our opportunity to kind of hang out with you, share some conversation, show you some new product, joke about Barb's ears. There's lots of stuff that goes on that we have fun with every month.
That's right. Well, you look amazing.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
Okay, we have to talk about your shawl. We have to jump right into that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we have just finished the Always Better Together mystery knit along. And, Barb's just finished. Brenda Brayfield, who is the designer, has finished. I'm wearing her shawl. Mine isn't quite finished yet.
Well, let's be honest. I did the test knit with Brenda 6 months ago. So that's why I'm done.
But yeah, this is a lovely shawl. And now I have my mic attached to mine, but maybe you could open yours up and show it.
I will.
Off. Yeah.
In fact, I do want to share this with you because after the MCAL is all done, it might take a while, Brenda, I think, is going to release the pattern.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can redo it. We can, do it in wools if we want to.
Right.
But really, and I know Brenda meant it for kind of like fingering weight merinos, but I was pretty insistent on doing it in cotton. And I'm so happy that we did because we learned so much about cotton. Right. And it turned out to be a beautiful project.
It did. So what did you make yours out of? What yarn?
I used cotton cashmere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing Summerlight DK.
Right.
And in my bag, I'll pull it out here in a second.
Okay.
I have it's not finished yet, but I've been doing mine in Soft Yak DK.
Soft Yak DK.
Yeah.
So we were lucky because we we had 4 yarns and we got to try out 3 of them right here in the shop.
Right.
And the 4th one was Denim Revive, which is a lovely yarn too. And some of the shawls, Kathy's doing hers in Denim Revive.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
And Fran.
Yeah.
And they're turning out beautifully.
Right.
But here's the idea. There were 6 clues. And this was the first one, this part right here, up to about there. And so that was clue 1. You got that on week 1. And then it kept going.
Right.
And
clue
you got
2.
different sections of this shawl.
Yeah. So you got to practice a little bit with some slip stitch design, some lace work, some mosaic knitting. The lace that the one you're holding on right now is kind of where I am. Oh no, above that is kind of where I am. And then, yeah. Keep going. So in 6 weeks, you have a complete shawl done in a summer weight kind of yarn. And you did yours in 2 colors. Most of the shawls are done in 2 colors.
That's right. I used kind of the charcoal and the white.
Yeah.
I just liked that real graphic. I wanted something really graphic, sort of black and white.
Yeah.
And that was the closest that we could come to that. And then you picked really pretty colors. You went with 3.
Yeah, I did mine in blues. Here, I'll pull my...
Do you want me to hold it up for you?
Sure.
Because you're all mic'd up there, aren't you?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't click my clicker.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, just don't do a row for me. Because your gauge will be
She's
different.
looking for the clicker now. My row counter.
I I wouldn't do that. What makes you think that?
Yeah, soft yak DK, and I put a third color in there. And so I will finish it in the blue, the medium blue and the navy blue, and maybe add that third color in a second spot.
Right. So you started down at the point, and then you carried on, and you had a little lace section, and then the mosaic, and you're on clue 4, right?
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love these. Oh, you're using the coconut stitch markers, right?
Well, yeah.
I
what
like
other
those.
stitch markers are there?
Well, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using coconut stitch markers and my Addy interchangeable needles.
Right.
I'm using my short tips because they were handy.
Yeah.
I do have longer tips, but yeah.
So there you started off with sort of a dark navy, then you went into a medium blue, and then you went into like a silver.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So your third color.
Yeah.
Boy, that third color really pops, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think, and right now it might look a little strange because it's so, it's not bordered equally on either side. So I'll do some more work with the medium blue and navy blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, that's the thing about a mystery cal, right? You don't really know what it's going to turn out like. You don't know what the pattern sections are coming up. But now that the MCal is over, I can look ahead and I can plan out my stripes.
I just love your bag too. I wish we could get more of these, but they were kind of a one-time venture. These were made by a young woman in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, they're called Doak bags, D-O-A-K, daughter of a knitter, I believe.
I forget.
Daughter of a knitter. And so she weaves recycled yarn and then turns them into bags, and they're gorgeous. So, maybe we'll get some more at some point.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what you thought about the yarn, because you used Rowan Yak DK.
Yeah, soft yak DK. I loved it. It's very, it's a tape yarn. It's like a chainette yarn. It's like a hollow tube, basically. So the fibers themselves are spun very, very thin, and then you have this hollowness inside that makes it really lightweight. And so it's just a gorgeous yarn with a bit of sheen to it. It's mostly cotton, just a small amount of yak, and and you can see I'm pulling from the outside of the ball. Because, we often try to find the inside of these little baguette balls, but it's really easier just to pull from the outside and less stressful on you and the ball.
Very soft.
It's gorgeous, yeah. It doesn't have, so like with cotton yarns, you don't have a lot of stretch and elasticity. It doesn't have that bounce factor that merino wool would, for example.
Yeah.
I know you're stretching it now just to prove me wrong.
No, I'm not. But I am. But I do think that the construction does create some elasticity.
Yeah. Yeah, so it makes it really nice to work with. And I know for those of you out there who are crocheters, we often fight with cotton because when you hold their cotton yarn in your left hand and you're crocheting with it, it comes untwisted. It's sort of the way that it has to do with the spin on the yarn. So these yarns are really nice because they don't have twist in them. They're made with this chainette construction, which is it doesn't bias. And so whether you're knitting or crocheting with it, you're not going to get that bias factor in it, and it's not a splitty because your hook isn't, you're not untwisting the yarns and your hook isn't splitting the yarn. Yeah. So I think, for crocheters, this kind of construction is revolutionary.
Yes. Yeah. And I love the blend, like putting a little bit of yak, a little bit of cashmere in with the cotton yarn. I think it's brilliant.
Yes. Yeah.
It just helps soften it and gives it a little bit of memory.
Yeah, because I'm wearing Summer Light DK. This is the test knit that Brenda did for us, and it's in a soft brown and soft pink. So the colors are really summery, and it's 100% cotton. Again, a beautiful, beautiful yarn to wear. Just feels so cozy on your shoulders.
Interesting fact about that colorway that you're wearing. It's the dark taupey color is called mushroom.
Oh.
And it goes with so many other colors. Yeah. We've got it featured here with pink, but it looks amazing with all the other colors in the line too. It's one of those colors that has a purpley undertone and a gray undertone, and It's really, really pretty.
Yeah, very versatile. Hey? Yeah.
That pink is really pretty on you. That looks nice.
So the MCAL is kind of our finished object section. We will be working on some other MCALs or CALs over the year because we got such great feedback on this one. People really loved it. So we've got some thoughts about some future CALs, MCALs, and maybe C-CALs, crochet along. So stay tuned. We'll let you know about that.
Just such a fun way to get together with everybody. We've met so many of you through the knit-alongs that we feel like we know you, which is nice. Because I know sometimes you tell us that you seem to know us, right? But it's nice for us to get to know you too.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, so we should talk about Flash Mob.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So coming up, Super Secret Peek on June 20th, we'll be bringing out a new Flash Mob yarn. And Barb, can you tell us a little bit about this one?
Yes. So this one is called Innocent, and it was designed for us by Handmaiden. And because it's June, it's summertime, we asked Jana if she could come up with a summer weight yarn for us. And she said, I have the perfect one. So here's what she brought to us. Go ahead and you can show these off.
Okay.
This is lino.
Right. 65% silk, 35% linen.
Yeah. And it's not lace weight, but it is sort of lace weight. I mean, it's very fine.
I would call it lace weight.
Would you?
I would, yeah.
I feel like with the linen fabric, it's a plant fiber, so it kind of has a little bit more substance to it. But yes. I think you could knit it on a bigger needle, maybe a 275 or a 3, and do something, fairly.
Well, this top that we've got here, this looks like it was knit on a larger needle.
Yes, and I think this was held double.
Oh,
yeah, pretty sure.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Pat knit this for us, and we held 2 strands together.
Right.
So this was another thing that we really thought would be great with this yarn. If you can get 2 skeins of this yarn, you can hold it together, and we have a pattern suggestion for you. Ruth Gallo came up with this one. Right. She works with Jana, and she's the one who tapped us on the shoulder and said, hey, I have a great idea. It's summertime. Let's do a nice little lacy tee that, has got a bit of a shoulder, a bit of a sleeve to it, but something really loose and flowy too.
Right.
So the linen, I think, and the silk is the perfect summer fiber. And then didn't Jana do a nice job on
the blues
color
in here are gorgeous. So tell us, Barb, what does Innocent represent?
I will do that.
Okay.
In the meantime, can you describe the colors? Because you're good at the sense of vision, and there's so many different shades in there.
Yeah. So this reminds me of another yarn that Handmaiden had. I think it was called Flaxen. But so the linen cotton combination, linen and cotton or linen and silk, So it's got a very dry feel to it. Linen also feels very crisp when you first work it. It's one of those fibers that the more you wash it and the more you wear it, the softer it gets. And Jana's created a combination of colors here that range from kind of like a very light sky blue to a medium royal blue, and then there's shots of teal in here as well. So it's got a very, like watery feel to it. Like it might be like a Caribbean ocean kind of color palette. Yeah,
very nice.
Can you tell us what innocent means?
Sure.
Okay.
So here's the description. Every time we come up with a flash mob, we try and describe it in a way that's really sensory. So June's flash mob is called Innocent, and the write-up for it is, oh, to be a kid again in summer. Backyard sleepovers at a friend's house, swimming at the lake, or chasing after the ice cream truck. So many of our cherished childhood memories happen under a big blue sky, peppered with white, fluffy clouds, the summer that seemed like it would never end. So Innocent is dyed by Handmaiden on their lino base, and each 100-gram skein has 800 meters, so you've got lots and lots of yarn there. And the pattern suggestion was the Elva Tea by Juliana Lustenatter.
Nice.
We used 2 skeins and we held it double. So, and we used pretty much every little bit. There was 2 tiny little balls that Pat had left over.
Right.
But I think if you had a third, you could even make it longer.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And this was size medium, I believe.
Or, I want to say small. Hold on. Size medium. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we just said to Pat, it's a top-down construction, so just keep going till you run out of yarn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think these crop tops over a skirt, like, they're so cute. And it's a great summer kind of wear. And I have to say, too, the silicone here doesn't take the dye the way that the linen does. And so, you know, when you were reading the description about the sky with the clouds in it, I was thinking, oh yeah, like there's just like little specks of cloud that's gorgeous. So it's very soft.
Very soft.
Yeah.
And Jana does such a great job at dyeing these. It's not easy to dye linen, is it?
No.
And so she does such a super job. And she told me that this is her favorite summer yarn. Mm-hmm. You know, she sells a lot of this yarn.
Right.
And if you go to look on Ravelry, there's just tons and tons of pattern suggestions.
Nice. Okay.
So even if you want to do a 1 skein project,
right,
there's a pattern called the Holy Scarf.
Oh, yes.
That has 1 skein, and it's a big rectangle with holes in it.
Oh, nice.
It's really cute.
Okay.
Check out that one.
June 20th, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 5 p.m. on the West Coast. And 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 9 p.m. in Atlantic Canada. That's when you can purchase this flash mob. And Barb, how long does it take for flash mob to sell out?
Yeah, not long. Especially now. I think, try and see if you can sign up for our newsletter, because we send out a special announcement on this right at 6 o'clock. Try your best. It's beautiful. I'm just looking at these 2 too, and they look very different, don't they?
Well, I reskeined one of them, and I'm a little tighter.
Okay.
But yes, they're hand-dyed skeins, so the colors will vary. You may get more of that greeny purpley, more of that greeny teal in some of them.
The lighter part in this one, I think, is just skeined up in the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no 2 skeins are identical.
No,
that's part of the charm of these hand-dyed yarns. And again, nice way to hold 2 strands together, because that really blends the yarns and the colors.
Do you have any thoughts, Cynthia? If someone wanted to make this longer and add a 3rd skein, what would be the best way for them to integrate 2 strands?
Yeah, so I would probably work from the top down with 2 balls, you know, and then when I got about halfway, I'd cut the yarn and so that I have half a ball left, and then I would add in the 3rd skein and work on it, and then finish up with the second one. You know what I mean? Like, just mix them up as you go.
So would you take the 3rd skein and add it to the skein numbers 2?
Well, I would take the 3rd skein and add it to skein number 1 first, right?
Holding those 2 together.
Yeah, and then when 1 ran out, I would add back in the second half of skein number 2.
Oh, I see. Okay, great idea.
I mean, there's lots of ways to do that, right? But that, to me, seems like the easiest. Yeah. You could also knit from the inside and the outside of skein number 3 if you wound it into a center pull ball when you ran out of skein 1 and 2 together. But because each of the skeins are so individual, I would prefer to blend them a bit more. But, you know, yeah.
Great idea. There we go. So
Perfect.
that's flash mob.
Yeah. But before flash mob, we're going to head back to our other kind of knit along, which is Operation Sock Drawer. I brought my book with me because we've got Mission 6 coming up this month. So tell us about Mission 6, Agent B.
Mission 6 is called Gentle Drizzle. I had to think there for a minute. And it's a beautiful summer sock. This one, again, we're coming out in June with it.
Yeah.
So we wanted something summery, and we looked to the dye artists at Trailhead Yarns to come up with some inspiration for us. We're friends with Carol and Sam. Sam's the dyer at Trailhead. It's a company in, I want to say, around the Ottawa area. And Sam's been dyeing plant fibers for some time now. And she has a new base called Appalachian
Trail.
And it's 65 cotton, 35 nylon.
Good job. Good job.
So this is the perfect sock yarn. The timing couldn't have been better for us to tap them on the shoulder and say, can you dye some yarns for us for this sock project? So we're recommending that people use use Appalachian Trail for the Gentle Drizzle sock. And here's mine. I did one up in their mustard color, I believe. I was wondering, Cynthia, if we couldn't go through the colors too and just show everybody. Because this palette is just gorgeous. She spent a lot of time figuring out colors for us.
Gold Rush.
Gold Rush, there we go. And the stitch definition, it's just beautiful. It's got little cables that kind of intersect themselves twice along the way down the sock. And so otherwise it's just like doing a 2x1 rib. So it's a simple pattern, and yet I think in the cotton, really nice. These feel really, really nice on my feet.
I think I have to do this color.
I know, isn't it? What's that one called?
Just because I love the name, it's called Unfortunate Bridesmaid. I mean, isn't that just the color of the bridesmaid's dress?
Yeah.
And this one's called Sorry. All the yarns are on our website, and for Mission 6, we'll probably just put a link to these yarns rather than,
kitting
them up. You just need one skein to do the pair of socks.
Yep.
How do you feel like the cotton is? Is it stretchy enough?
It's not as stretchy as a wool would be.
Right.
Nope. But I did it on bamboo needles because I found that it was a little bit more manageable on bamboo.
Right.
The cotton kind of stuck to it a little bit easier.
Okay. Yeah.
And I used the bamboo flexi flips.
Right.
Which were a lot of fun to knit with.
Oh, good. This one's called Shall Remain Nameless, Harry Potter fans.
Bright, intense coral.
Yeah. There's also a beautiful neutral here, Tidal Boar.
And this is sort of like the colorway in your shawl. It's one of these grays that has a purpley undertone to it.
Yes. And Iceland, you can really see the colors changing in here. There's like a light green and a khaki green. So there's a little more variation in this one. Probably, moss and rock and all that good stuff. Biscuit box.
Beautiful teal.
Yeah.
I love the way that one goes with that one.
Oh, Northwest Passage. That certainly is. That's glacier water, isn't it?
You know, if you wanted to do a summer top, something with stripes, wouldn't that be pretty?
Oh, so you mean you could take on another mission?
You could. You could go off onto the summer top mission, because here's the deal with this. So many of our people like to work with fibers that are other than wool.
True.
Now we're seeing that a lot. Sam wasn't alone in being vegan. And so fingering weight cotton for summer tops.
Be very nice, yes.
Right?
Yeah,
this has a really nice twist to it too.
So this is Mission 6 of Spy 21, Sock Projects for the year 2021. We're using this book, Operation Sock Drawer. And if you've been participating, it's fabulous. You now know what your new mission is. If you haven't been participating, if this is the first time you've heard of this madness, you should join in. It's never too late, right? And so we'll do it. Maybe let's do a quick review of the socks that we've done so far.
Right.
How does that sound?
That sounds great, because I have my ice cream socks downstairs that are still a work in progress. So I was hoping that you guys would inspire me to get them back on the needles again.
So show off my ice cream socks. So the first mission number 1, is called I Scream. That the pattern is here in the book. And for this one, we got special kits made up, because you need these little mini skeins of color to be able to work the leg of your sock. So this has been designed, the pattern's designed by Caitlin Thompson.
Yep.
She's a local designer here in Bonnyville, Alberta, and she also dyed the yarn for this one.
With her mom, Serena.
Yes, yes. And so they have a company called Over the Moon, or Over the Moon Yarns, and she's created bundles for us. So this is my bundle. It's cherry on top, although I put cherry on the ankle because that's just the way I like it.
And I just want to show off this waffle cone pattern because this was fun. On the foot of the sock, it looks like a waffle cone.
I know.
I mean,
isn't
how
that
much
cool?
fun is that?
Yeah.
And then the rest of the ice cream is just kind of dripping down on the cone.
Yes. No, so the nice thing about doing these socks together is that we learn things along the way. So one of the things we learned about this one was that when you do stranded color work for those drips, you might end up with a sock leg that's too tight. So you have to be really careful with those floats. Some people use larger needles to do just the stranded color work part. Some people just didn't do the stranded work part and they just striped it. And some people did that stripe and then added the drips back in afterwards with duplicate stitch.
That was brilliant.
Lots of options. Yeah.
Boy, did you ever do yours nice? Now I know why mine are sitting in my knitting bag. I can't do this with mine.
You can. You just it'll drive you a little bit crazy. It's only about 8 rows of stranded color work, but you have to be really, really loose. Yeah. When you're working the stitches, you have to kind of fan them out on your needle as you go. But you can do it.
I've learned a lot about sock construction, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about this one. This is Mission 2.
That was Mission 1?
This is Mission 1. Now you got Mission 2.
Okay. This was stained glass. This was really fun. Many people knit multis on this one.
Yeah. So we used Richard DeVries Pepino because they're smaller skeins. So you didn't have to buy, 2 100-gram skeins of yarn for that. The colors that we picked for this original pair were a little too close together. So if you want that stained glass look to really pop, you need to pick a color for your main color that is not anywhere in the colored section of the contrast color yarn. So these are lessons that we're taking one for the team for you to give you some good advice on color matching.
But the ones that we put up on our website, we made sure that they had lots of contrast.
Yeah, they're perfect. And so, you can get Mission 2 kits on our website. They're 2 skeins of Richard DeVries Pepino. If you are using, 100-gram skeins of something, you will have enough to do 2 pairs. Yeah.
Do you think this is a good sock for leftovers too?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We're always left with yarn.
Yes.
Doing socks.
Yeah. Absolutely. We like this one because of the small skeins and because of the beautiful colors that Richard DeVries has. This one is 100% merino wool, so it doesn't have any nylon in it. And I like the idea that you're stranding across the bottom of the sock, so you've got a double layer thickness on the bottom.
It's really cushy.
Yeah.
I have to do these ones. I haven't done these ones yet.
Yeah. Let's move to one that you have done.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
So this is Mission 3.
This is Mission 3. And this is Meandros. This is the one that is like the Greek key. Love this pattern. It was so much fun to knit. This is mosaic knitting. So you're going along doing 2 rows with one color and 2 rows with another. It was a very fun knit. And this was done in our in our Hat Trick semi-solid merino sock yarn.
Which is a sock NATO base. For those of you who are fans of ancient arts, it's the same base as sock NATO.
Caroline dyes this for us, and she did such a great job. This
Do you remember
was called,
the names of the colors?
Yeah, Playmaker, and what's this one? Barn Burner.
Good job.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
I could be wrong.
Amazing. We have kits for this one as well on the website.
Still? Do we? Oh, good.
Spy 21. This is Mission 3. And then Mission 4 is called Meta.
Yes. Now, this one was really popular.
Really fun, yeah. So we used Biscotte, hand-painted self-stripping yarn called Biscotte Bissock. And that's we used the Jasper Townsite colorway, and we paired it with a solid commercially produced sock yarn called Trekking Sport. So we use those two together. In the original pattern, they call for mini skeins, but we just didn't want to do all that work.
And why was that? We picked this sock because it self-stripes automatically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a beautiful pattern. I love this one. I would definitely do this one again. I like the garter stitch stripes on the back leg of the sock. I like the kind of bubbly texture on the front of the sock, and then the stockinette stitch stripes on the bottom. It's a really easy knit, cuff down construction, heel flap. Everything.
I love that kind of honeycomb construction.
Yeah. And we've seen some of our friends have done it in other colorways, like Edmonton City Hall in Biscotte Bissock, and it just like the colors just pop with black. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, anytime you use black, you get this dramatic pop effect.
Yeah,
kind of like Mission 5.
Yeah, so Mission 4 kits are available on our website. So it's Mission 4 Meta.
This one feels really soft too. That must be the best sock that's coming through.
Yes, and remind me of that because I'm going to talk to you about that for Mission 5 as well. So this is Mission 4 Meta, and now Barb is holding up Mission 5. This one's called Funhouse.
This one is pretty stellar, isn't it? Yeah, this is a real eye catcher. I'm going to put my hand in so you can talk about the front and the back.
Yeah, so there's this one uses reverse patterning. So as Barb holds it up, put your eye on the center black dot in that triangle, and then she's just going to slowly turn her hand. You keep your eye on that dot, and there you go. So that's where you can see how the colors have changed, but it's kind of an optical illusion effect. We used 2 skeins of trekking for this one. One is a self-striping kind of rainbowy colorway, and the other one is the solid. But you know, we quickly ran out of the solid colorway, and I know, Barb, you've ordered more. But in the meantime, we put some kits together using Manos Allegria as the solid color. And the reason I like that is because you get that merino wool in there.
It's true. This is more crunchy than that. So the look is really stellar, but the feel is a little bit more rustic.
Yeah, and so you'll get that look as well with the Manos Allegria, but you'll get kind of a softer sock to wear. So it depends on what you want to go for. The ones with the hand painted yarns are going to be about $10 Canadian, a little bit more, $10 more than the ones with the 2 trekking yarns.
Yeah.
But this is another good one if you have a solid yarn at home. Check our website. We've put up kit combinations and made some recommendations, so you can pair it up with a self-striping yarn.
I suppose if you had lots of leftovers, you could do each one of these in a different color yourself.
Like mini skeins?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You just have a lot of ends to weave in.
There's a lot of leftovers as well. So I've got here in my bag of tricks the leftover ball.
So that'll be cool to see.
Yeah, so, oops, and there's my shoes and my yarn for the next project, so, which is a secret. So this is.
That's what you used here.
Yep, that's the leftover.
Wow.
So you can easily do another
pair. Or you could do a pair of Meta.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, with socks, you generally need one 100-gram ball of yarn. So if you're buying 2 100-gram balls of yarn, make 2 pairs.
Any recommendations, Cynthia, for blocking these? Because I know there's like lots of stranding too with this, right?
This is stranded color work, but again, the floats are very small. You don't have a lot of stitches to strand around, so that does make your knitting look a lot more even. I didn't do anything special. I do, when I work stranded color, do try to keep the knitting. I do try to stretch out the stitches on my needle and make sure I'm not tugging on the stitches. So
the place where I always have the problem is on the sides. You know where your double points kind of cross?
Yeah. So you'll like this, Barb, because on the sides you see that solid stripe that runs down the side. That's where you hide all that tension inequality. Very clever of the designer to do that. She also tells you to cast on more stitches. So, you know, sometimes we struggle with knowing whether or not on a stranded colorwork, if you're going to need, you know, bigger needles, or, you know, should you cast on the size that you normally cast on. So if you would normally knit a 64 stitch sock, on this one you'll knit 72 stitches, and that accounts for a lot of that horizontal kind of lack of stretch in stranded colorwork. So this is a really well thought out pattern. No issues or errors with it. And again, I love the heel on here too. The gusset is put down in a little chart in the bottom.
Did you talk about that?
I didn't yet. So maybe just
you want to show
pull it off and show it one more time.
Okay.
So instead of having side gussets on this top down construction, your gusset is at the bottom of the sock, and it just forms this nice little diagonal or diamond wedge shape in the pattern that's really clever and cool. So I, again, would do these ones again. You would? In a heartbeat, yeah. I think maybe I'll have to use my leftover trekking and some Allegria and make some, you know, some softer ones.
Great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's really stunning. I mean, these have to be probably the most eye-catching ones, would you say?
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, that's the nice thing about doing these patterns in the book, right? Is that, or doing stranded color work. It's like, you know, it's like creating a work of art, but you're really just paint by number. You know, follow the chart, pick the colors, and away you go. And this would look equally as good, I think, if you use two solids. You know, you don't get the striping effect, but you would still get that optical illusion effect. So really nice pair of socks. Yeah. So that's mission 5. Yeah. You showed Gentle Drizzle, which is mission 6, and now we want to ask you if you're participating in this knit along, or if you just if you want to get started. Purchase the book. It's available in our store. It's also available on Amazon or at your local bookseller. Take a look at the book and tell us what you think we should do next in the upcoming months. Right? Yeah, if you have any socks that really appeal to you, let us know, because we still haven't made all the final decisions on where we're going yet with this. We have 6 more months to go. That's right. Right? And we'd love to include you in that. So in the comments in the comments below the screen that you're looking at now, send us a little note and tell us which pattern you think we should do next, or well, we'll just go through the list and maybe create the next 6-month plan. Hey, okay, and then we'll send out a special prize. Oh, here we go. Barb's slipping in a special prize. Yeah, we'll pick a couple of your suggestions and and send out a little special prize. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's an incentive. Barb's got a special prize for you. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So, tell us what came in this week. Yeah, wow, Barb, I'm almost verklempt. Because we got a lot of love this month, and it was really special. We got a voice message that we're going to play for you right after this, because it just made us feel so good, and we wanted to share that with you. Yeah. And then we got this little note from a friend named Jerry. So why don't you show what came with the note, and I'll read the note. How does that sound? I just want to preface it a little bit by saying it's been tough. You know, this last year has been really hard, and some of the things that keep me going, and I'm sure keep you going too, are the wonderful relationships that we've been able to build through this. Tearing up. A little bit, yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right, Barb. We've been working really hard, and sometimes you feel a little underappreciated, and then a package comes along. Yes. A voicemail comes along. We read the comments on the podcast, and we are immediately cheered up. Yeah. So this says, Dear Barb and Cynthia, after reading about hat trick yarn and being an avid hockey fan, I put your shop on my to-do list. Sadly, my husband considered the commute excessive. She says, aren't there any yarn shops in Halifax? That is a long commute. So I waited until we made our first trip out west in 2011. Not only did I fall in love with the mountains, but your store found a place in my heart as well. Calgary is now our go-to place. Our grandson is there, but I always make a trip to Edmonton and River City Yarns. Like many others, I've been COVID knitting. These quick and easy socks showcase the hat trick colorways. I couldn't resist sending you a few pair. I hope you can find a place for them. Hoping to get back to Alberta. In the meantime, I must stay the blazes home. Signed, Jerry. So, Jerry, we were so touched. We love this. Now, Barb, can you guess the colorways?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. Can you?
I know that one because I love that one.
Yeah.
That's Boston.
Bumblebee Boston. Yes, this is just so cute. And Jerry, these little socks are just so sweet. Wouldn't it be fun to have a little one to put these in?
It would, but I'm sure if we don't have one, the Stollery would probably find one for us. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh gosh, these are cute. So these, I think, are Boston.
Yes.
I'm going to say Montreal for these ones.
It does look like Montreal, yeah.
Yeah, and they're just so cute. She's done a ribbed cuff, a nice tall ribbed cuff, a little heel. Wouldn't these be great for Christmas? Yes. You could roll up a $20 bill and stuff it inside, and that could be a little Christmas gift for somebody.
Sure, a gift card might fit in there too. They're pretty stretchy.
Yeah, a gift card too.
Yeah. And those ones?
What do you think? Do you think this is hat trick or touchdown?
Oh, this is hat trick.
Okay,
I think this is Ottawa. So, Jerry, you have to tell us if we're right.
If we're right, yeah.
But
those are just sweet.
They're very adorable, and you can find little wee sock patterns pretty much anywhere. But we do have one on our website as well. So under RCY Original Designs, you'll find baby socks, and we do have a pattern that looks very similar to these ones.
I just want to hang these on my desk, to remind me every day to to smile and to remember that, Jerry.
And then what we'll do is let's hang them up and appreciate them for a while, and then maybe what we'll do is donate them to Basically Babies.
Oh,
yeah, it's an organization here in Edmonton that puts together gift baskets for newcomers. People
I didn't know that.
Who are new, people who are immigrants, and make sure that they have everything they need to get a good start in life. Yeah. Sound good?
Let's do that. That sounds great.
Pound it through the plexiglass. There we go.
Maybe next time we won't have to have the plexiglass up anymore. We're getting closer.
We're just waiting on that second vaccination, and but until then, we're going to keep safe, and so should you. So thank you so much for being part of our podcast this afternoon.
Yeah,
this morning, this evening, whenever you're watching it.
We have to wrap it up because we're getting on to another kind of podcast. Today's the filming day.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye. Take care. See you soon. Subscribe down below. Love you.
Hello. This is Marlene in Michigan, USA. My daughter just hooked me up with streaming on YouTube on my television, and I came across the two sisters, Barb and Cynthia. I love them. Their voices are so pleasant. Everything they say is positive. They give beautiful information and really explain things well. I'm just so excited that I found them and can listen to them every day now. And I may even place an order from Michigan. It's like, why not? So just thank you for being there, ladies. I think you're wonderful. And I will let anybody else know who does yarn like I do. I like to knit for charity when I'm watching TV, and for my granddaughter, of course. And it just feels so good. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we're here in the back warehouse because we can't wait. We just received our box of trunk show items from Rowan, and our friends at Putting Yarn have sent it to us. It's our turn to have the garments. And oh, watch that knife there, Barb.
Yeah, be very careful. Very careful. So just want you to know that the garments inside here are from this book.
sweet. This is Rowan 69. It's the latest magazine from Rowan, and it's full of gorgeous designs.
This is probably, I think, one of their best summer books ever. We have people knitting this one on the front.
The cover image.
Yeah. We have people knitting the other Argyle one out of summer. I want to say Summer Light.
I think I know somebody who's doing this one too. Yeah. So many gorgeous patterns. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the big reveal.
All right. So here's the first one. This is called Drizella. Now, this one just went out in our newsletter.
Look at how nicely they package everything.
I know. Aren't they beautiful?
Oh, this looks like it's... Oh, and there's tissue in here.
Oh, yeah. They're wrapped up beautifully.
Beautiful. Okay. Look at this, guys.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Double kid silk haze, I believe.
That's a gorgeous. Oh, it feels so light and soft. Nice? We're going to do like a little fashion show, right?
Yeah, later on.
Okay, what else have you got in there?
Just show a few things. Yeah. The other thing about this one, Cynthia, is this neckline looks like sort of like Audrey Hepburn. The girls modeling these have this kind of vintage 60 themes.
Yes.
So pretty.
Yes. You see how soft that is?
Okay, now check out this one. This one's done in cotton glacé.
Oh,
the tissue here.
That's a beautiful.
Look at how beautiful the stitch definition is in cotton glacé.
That's gorgeous. Look at that. This is me trying on small garments.
Okay, this one is gorgeous. This is another one that everyone wants to make. And this has a beautiful neckline too.
What's this one made out of?
This is called Kathy by Lisa Richardson. 2 colors of Summer Light 4-ply.
Oh, right. So that's 100% cotton.
Yeah.
It's so soft, you guys.
If you guys haven't had a chance to knit with cottons, try Rowan cottons. They are so beautiful. They're so soft. And
look at that pattern.
I know.
Yeah.
This plaid. How beautiful is that?
So this is a fingering weight cotton, and it's amazing. Like, it feels like cashmere.
It's so soft.
It's so soft and light, you know,
light.
Because it's like a really lightweight design and a really lightweight yarn. It's got some waist shaping in there too, which is really nice.
What does it look like? I know everyone always wants to see the other side. Can you just
inside?
Flip it up and show us?
Well, okay. Look at that.
Ooh.
So a little bit of stranded color work in there. But the floats, long floats, yeah. And they're laying down really nicely against the fabric. I don't think you have to worry about those catching on anything.
Beautiful. Do you want to see more, or should we save it for the big reveal?
Man. Yeah, I think we need to put these out on mannequins, and then we'll do a socially distanced trunk show for everybody. Hey, okay,
yeah.
All right, stay tuned.
All right.
Hey, Cynthia.
Barb, we showed everybody a little preview of unpacking the box from Rowan, but now it's time to do the trunk show.
Yes, we are so lucky. Rowan has us on their list to be one of the trunk show recipients for patterns out of the book Rowan 69. So we just got this from another yarn shop. This came to us from Pudding Yarn in Calgary, and it kind of travels around the country, and so we quickly unpacked it.
Yes.
And put it up on the mannequins.
After we tried everything on, of course. But yeah, so let's get right into it, Barb.
Okay.
This sweater that I'm standing behind here, what's this one called?
This one's called Dottie. This is a design by Martin Story, and it's done in a yarn called cotton glacé.
So cotton glacé feels nice and crisp, right? I'm going to do the sense of vision part of the presentation today.
Yeah.
So cotton glacé is a yarn that's got several plies, and it's spun quite
tightly together. And so that gives it a bit of a shine, but it gives it a very crisp kind of feeling to it. So this is not your soft and fuzzy cotton. This is your cotton that won't pill, that's going to keep you really nice and cool, but it's going to give you very crisp stitch definition. And Barb, you were commenting about the baubles on here.
Yeah, it's got this beautiful lace pattern running down the front of this cardigan, and right up at the top, where kind of the V comes, there's three little baubles right in there. And I think that's the nice thing about having a really nice kind of mercerized cotton is that you can get really incredible stitch definition, and it looks amazing in lace.
Yes. And so how many balls approximately would you need to do this garment, Barb?
So this one takes between 9 and 13 50-gram balls to do from, say, a 32, 34 to a 48 to 50-inch bust.
Okay.
Those, and the actual measurements are around that same size.
Right.
Yeah.
And for those of you who would like to know, this is a garment that is knit in pieces and then sewn together. Yeah. And Martin Story, among other designers, really likes that way of putting together your sweater because it gives it stability. You know, your shoulders aren't going to sag out, your borders are going to stay nice and crisp and clean because you've got seams running down the arms and down the sides of the sweater as well.
It provides so much structure. It does. The other thing I wanted to say about this little piece, and in fact a lot of these garments in this collection, are this waistline. You know, it comes up quite high, and then it's got quite a long waistband, and it's just really reminiscent of those vintage sweaters from, you know, the 70s.
Right. Well, so these are all out of Rowan magazine 69, and I think maybe nostalgia was part of the theme in that magazine. Yeah. So yeah, you've got that. And what I like about this, Barb, is that the higher waistline, it fits your natural waistline better, and so you know you're not struggling with having things falling off because they're sitting on your hips.
Nice curve. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is Dottie.
That's
and
Dottie.
Then let's move on to this beautiful coral color here.
Yes.
Yes. And this one is Ronnie.
Right. So Ronnie is also one of these nostalgia themed pieces. It's kind of like a square shape with, it's got really cute little detailing at the sides. The sides are open, and it's just got a little texture stitch to it, sort of a, you know, a seed stitch or a knit one, purl one, stitch every, I'd say 4 or 6 rows.
Yeah, it's like a little bit, it's like 2 rows of seed stitch, which is really, well, in our terms, the British might call it moss stitch or something like that, but we call it seed stitch. And this is done.
Real boxy shape.
Yes. Yes. So it's, sort of rectangular. It looks like it's knit in the round. No, there's a seam in there. Cleverly seamed with mattress stitch. You can't even tell that there's a seam on this side. And this is done with Rowan Summerlight DK.
She's right. It's really seamed well.
It is.
The patterns line up completely parallel to each other.
Somebody's done a very good job on this one. It's seamed at the shoulders also. And then of course there's it's a drop shoulder. So you're going to have that little bit of sort of sleeve cap on the edge, and then your sleeve will drop down a little bit. And this is done in Rowan Summerlight DK. And Barb, this cotton is really soft.
I know. We were both talking about that this morning. Summerlight DK and Summerlight 4-ply, they're so soft. I mean, you'd almost want to think that it was a blend of fibers or had some cashmere or something in it.
When we were taking it out of the box, that's exactly what we thought, that there was maybe like a touch of cashmere in here, but it's not. It's 100% cotton. But this one's spun more loosely. And so that gives the cotton kind of a chance to bloom a little bit. You're going to feel, you know, it's sort of like feeling that cotton ball before it's spun up. It feels really soft.
Yeah.
So this one's going to have less shine to it. It's going to be less crisp, and the colors, you know, are going to be maybe just a little bit more muted because it's not going to reflect the light the way that the cotton glacé does.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is lovely, and we have it in. There are lots of different colors to choose from.
It comes in a beautiful palette. I think there must be 35 colors.
Yeah, she's looking at this sheet without her glasses on, so she can't tell. Yep.
Are you kidding? I can see it even better without them. It's when I get down here. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really nice, there's really beautiful shades, but I love this one, right? Because it's very summery. So those lighter kind of pastel shades are really nice for summer.
Okay, so they're giving on this one an option of using 2 colors, a 2-color short version.
Oh.
And it's not photographed. It takes between 6 and 9 balls of one color and 2 balls of another.
Okay.
Or the plain long version, 8 to 12 balls.
That's really good. So these are, again, 50-gram balls. So if you were using 8 50-gram balls, that's 400 grams. That's because cotton can be heavier, right, than other fibers. It's not as airy, you know, when they spin it. But that's not bad.
And what do you think about stretching? Do you think it's going to, gravity's going to pull it down a little bit and it's going to grow just a bit?
It's possible. So
less with seams, right?
Yes, the seams give it structure. But I think, you know, this is a great opportunity to remind people that when you're swatching for this, you should hang your swatch, right? Make a good size swatch and then wash it and hang it to dry and just see if there's any kind of stretch in there. Yeah.
And Bud talks about putting those little binder clips on the bottom of the swatch.
To mimic gravity. Yeah. Nothing too heavy. You don't want to stretch it like purposefully, but those little fold back clips, the binder clips are just the right kind of weight to give it a little bit of, just a little bit of gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, it might stretch a little bit, but I don't think that's a problem. It just feels so cozy, so cozy.
Now, do you want to go to this one, or do you want to keep on Summer Light?
Let's go all the way across and then come back, because this piece that we're going to talk about last, I think, is very special.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now again, I cannot tell you how soft this is. My daughter felt this one, and she said, "Mom, I have to make something from this Summer Light 4-ply because it's so soft."
And this one is 2 different colorways. So it's a plaid sort of piece with a beautiful stand-up neckline. And this is just so kind of Audrey Hepburn. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And they've done such a nice job too on matching the patterns. It's got a raglan sleeve. Yeah.
Yep.
But it too is seamed.
And there's waist shaping in this one. So you'll get a bit of an hourglass kind of, or you can. I mean, you could certainly knit it completely straight, but there's a bit of waist shaping in here, which is really nice. You can tell because on the side, you're going to see where the seam comes up, the lines will merge together.
Yeah.
So you've got a little bit more space around the hips, and it just tucks in slightly around the waist to give you a nice curve in there. Yeah. Raglan shoulders, and yes, this is a fold over collar, so it helps it to stay up. But because it's done in Summer Light 4-ply, a fingering weight cotton, the collar is not heavy, it's not stiff. It just it's just gorgeous.
And this is just going to feel amazing on.
I tell you, when we opened the box, we immediately turned this garment inside out to have a look at it because it's a bit of stranded colorwork, and so. Now again, you know, stranded colorwork isn't something that you normally associate with cotton. You have to be very careful to avoid puckering. And you do that by keeping the floats on the back nice and loose. So you'll see here that the floats there's no pickup on those floats. They're just stranded across, looks like a 6-stitch, a 1-inch kind of square.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so if you're wearing this with a belt, be a little bit careful there. But if you go beltless, there's no problem here with any kind of catching on the inside. And I just, again, you know, you would swear there's cashmere in this yarn, and there isn't.
It's beautiful.
100% cotton.
So Rowan has sized this from a small 32-34 bust up to 48-50. And it's taking between 9 balls and 14. So 5 and 4, I guess there's probably more of this color than the other, and for the smallest size, and 8 and 6.
Right. So totally doable. And again, you know, you could wear this. You could wear this in the summer. You could wear it in the fall.
Oh,
you could wear it in the wintertime.
I think even these colors would definitely transition into fall. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Beautiful.
I love this kind of mauvey purple that's in here. Yeah.
That would look great too in blues and silvers.
Yeah.
You could pick a lot of different palettes. I think as long as it's got lots of contrast, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you could do a low contrast too. You could do silver with a gray, and that would look really nice also. Just depends on what your palette is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, what's next?
How about Maggie?
Yes, Maggie. This one is Soft Yak DK. This is one of your faves.
I do love Soft Yak DK. So this is a blend of cotton and yak.
Yeah.
And Maggie is, I'll turn Maggie to face you here. So this is a long sleeved raglan sweater. And again, very nice seaming job. They have done a salvage stitch on this one. So there is a bit of a seaming line on here that you can see. Yeah, if we pull it apart this way, you can see that there. So they've done that on purpose. And
But
again,
it fits perfectly within the pattern.
right?
So,
Yeah, exactly. And this one's got a bit of a, I want to call it like a bamboo effect. You know, you got that straight, solid stockinette stitch interrupted with these little garter stitch borders in there, which always reminds me of kind of like the lines in bamboo. I don't know if that was an intention or not, but
this one is also a Martin Story design, Cynthia, and it almost feels to me like this pattern is really similar to this one.
oh, of course, yeah. Although this one's seed stitch and this one's garter stitch, but yes, yeah. He does like to have themes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Soft Yak DK is a little heavier. It's still, it comes in 50-gram balls, but it's got it's a chainette design. So that means
like a
it's
ribbon.
hollow. Yeah, exactly. So it's hollow inside. And that makes it light. But of course, this is a garment with long sleeves and kind of like a longer body in here. So it's going to be a little heavier to put on.
You could probably make that with short sleeves too for summer.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, when you're using a slightly heavier cotton, here's the advantage in my mind. You know how everybody's crazy about weighted blankets? And it's the idea that you put this blanket on and you feel secure. So if you put on a cotton sweater and it's just like weighs a little bit more than your wool sweaters, it just feels like you got a little hug on your shoulders, hey?
Well, and the fiber's still nice and, absorbs moisture away from your body, right? It's nice and cool.
Yes. Yeah.
So 9 to 13 balls.
Oh, really? I'm
this one.
surprised. That's not very many, actually. You think about end sizing?
Same sizing, 32, 34 to 48, 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Rowan is going to increase their sizing for next year.
Yes.
We've seen that they're really thinking a lot about inclusive sizing, and they've gone down a couple of sizes, and they've also gone up several sizes.
Yeah, 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
Yes. It's going to make pattern reading a little more challenging because you have to get that highlighter out and mark your size.
We're going to have to buy yarns in bags of 3s or 4s instead of 1s or 2s, but yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, this is gorgeous, and I love the little kind of diamond motif on the bottom too.
Yes, I really like that. And I think it helps it hang a little bit straighter too.
Could be, yeah. All right.
So next up is Piper.
Yes, this one we were oohing and awing a lot about. I'll move this one out of the way slightly here and bring Piper up here. Yeah. This one is, I mean,
do you like it?
I want to make it.
Do you? Yeah.
I do.
So does one of our other customers. And I was chatting with her on the phone about this one the other day, and we looked at the measurements. I think it's like 64 around.
Yes.
So probably about 32 inches wide.
Yeah.
And 25 long.
Would you like me to put it on?
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Okay. Okay.
So it's one of those pieces. It starts out kind of like a square or a bit of a rectangle because it's wider than it is high. And then it's got these cute little arms attached to it. And so it's almost like a well, a rectangle with holes on the side that you pick up and knit cuffs on. So it's really kind of pretty. I'll help you over here. And it's got lace, a lace eyelet dot throughout. I still have to stay 6 feet away.
You do. So back off. Back off, sister. Plus, I don't have my mic on now, so you have to do all the talking.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. So really loose and flowy.
I'll just stand right in front of you.
Yeah. It's really pretty. So you can just kind of see the eyelet pattern with her top underneath. Yeah. And can we just see those sleeves, Cynthia? Yeah. Okay, so just a nice little, yeah, cute. Yeah, so I think, and this is probably, I don't know what size this is, but generally they knit them in one of the smaller sizes, so I can imagine that it's probably the smallest, which takes, here we go, Piper, 11 to, excuse me, to 15 balls of the soft yak DK.
All right. Okay. So repositioned here. Yeah. Tell me about this one, Barb. What's this one called?
This one is called Drizella.
Oh, I thought you were going to say whipped cream. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like whipped
light
cream.
And fluffy and soft. Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So this one's kid silk haze and fine lace held together.
Oh,
what
nice.
a neat combo.
Yes. Yes, and I love, so in the turtleneck here, there's a twisted rib stitch. So you're working into the back leg of your knit stitch, and it creates such a pretty detail around here.
Pretty neckline.
There's a little neckline feature around here. And this one, I'm going to turn Drizella around, because look at this.
This is one of those ones that looks just as good from the back, walking away, as it does from the front. Yeah.
You could probably wear it backwards in that sense too. Like if you wanted the buttons to go down the front, you probably could.
Yeah.
I think the neckline looks to me like it's pretty round, so you could have this back facing or front facing. Long sleeves.
Yeah, drop shoulder.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yes.
So quite a boxy body, and I think it's meant to be worn pretty loose and oversized. Yeah.
And yeah, so the kid silk haze in here just gives it this gorgeous halo. I love the two colors they put together. So they're not exactly the same color, which gives you that marl effect and gives it a lot of depth in terms of the saturation level of the color. So what this feels like is whipped cream. Yeah. Definitely. I suppose you could do it too with 2 strands of fine lace held together, if you didn't want the fuzziness of it.
Maybe, yeah. I think you'd still get that alpaca glow, right? But there's more meterage too on fine lace.
Right.
So this takes between 6 balls. Oh, isn't this interesting? They're saying kid silk haze aura. I think that's a typo because we haven't had aura in the line for some time.
Right.
So I'm going to have to go back and check these ball amounts because I think they're off. They're saying 6 and 3 and 8 and 4, but I remember Aura was a thicker yarn.
Right.
So substituting it for kid silk haze is probably 1-on-1.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and you would need fewer balls of the Rowan fine lace because there's more meterage on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, this is gorgeous. And again, I love the colors that they've picked for this.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with that. But just think about how nice it would be to kind of blend sort of like a purpley mauve with a bright pink. So you have some really great options for marling this yarn together.
Yeah. I'm going to, you see, this is the perfect weight for a blanket too, in my opinion.
Barb and her blankets. Yeah. But you know, Barb, wouldn't it be nice to do a blanket with some, like an edging like this on it with that twisted rib? That would be gorgeous.
Yes, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah.
And then just throw it around your shoulders. Maybe a shawl instead of a blanket.
And it would weigh nothing on top of you too. It'd be one of those pieces that would be so light and so warm. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Cynthia, we have one more piece we have to show.
The piece de resistance.
Oh boy, this is true vintage Look at this neckline. You know, it's so pretty.
Yeah, and this one is called Janet. And when Barb and I were talking about the trunk show a little bit earlier, we were reminiscing about our Aunt Janet.
She's totally 60s, 70s girl, and she used to dress so pretty, every outfit that she had on.
Her hair was always perfect, and she was one of those platinum blondes. She looked like she stepped out of a movie set somewhere.
Platinum blonde one week, and then black the next.
Oh.
She had amazing hairstyles. Yeah.
So yeah, this one has kind of a yoke top on it with a fold over collar, and it's a raglan shaping. So your sleeves are more inset in this one, closer to the body.
And I'm pretty sure this is Kid Silk Hayes knit single.
Okay.
It feels like it is. And it takes between 5 and 7 balls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. These are 25-gram balls. So 5 balls would be 125 grams. Like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's like a bag of candy.
Yeah. Definitely.
So this is a great piece. Like, again, you know, think about summertime evening. You've been out in the sun all day long, and now you want to go out for dinner, and you slip this over top of a little spaghetti strap camisole, and away you go.
This is cruise ship dressing. If we, you know, this is captain's dinner with a flowy skirt. Because, you know, someday we'll be able to travel again.
Yes. Yeah, it's just perfect. And because it's so lightweight, it feels like nothing on. But sort of like what am I trying to say? The insulating factor of mohair is really nice. Barb, we'll show you another design later. Barb made me something special, and I put it on over my shoulders, and I just warmed right up.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be heavy to be warm, does it?
Are you trying some different stylings?
Yeah, I was just trying to see how this could look in other ways, but it's pretty much this way.
Yeah. And again, no trim on that. So it's a stockinette stitch on the collar. It just rolls up on the edge. That's its trim.
That's its look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I suppose you could just maybe...
I tried to drape it. Yeah. Or maybe with a ribbon tied underneath or something. I'm not sure.
But it is designed to really show off the shoulders, isn't it? Yeah.
And yet not too boat necky either, right? This isn't going to, you know, your shoulder's not going to pop out.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is the Rowan Trunk Show for now.
Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
If any of these garments are appealing to you and you'd like to make one, just send us an email. We've got copies of the book still, and we'd be happy to help you pick something out.
Absolutely. Wow, Barb, it feels like we just hung this up, and there's already the beginning of holes in the colorways. So what is this new yarn that you've brought into the store for us, Barb?
Yeah. Well, this is Camp Color. This is a brand new campaign, kind of targeted at an Instagram / Ravelry / social media sort of audience.
That's how the Cameron Design Group has kind of put this yarn out there. This is a brand new yarn line.
Yep.
This is a company that produces shibui.
Yes.
And so they're known for high quality, beautiful designs. And we were really pleased with this. We thought this would be a really nice addition to our fingering weight yarns. They'll come out with other weights and they'll add to the color line, but this is like the initial, you're in on the initial launch of a brand new yarn line.
That's right.
And it's fun.
It's super fun. The colors are super fun. They did a lot of research too, and I think the #1 weight of yarn on Ravelry to do things in is fingering weight.
Right.
So they were really in tune with understanding what customers are looking for.
For sure,
right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Lightweight. And then like the shibui yarns, you always have the option of like holding 2 strands together or 3 strands together if you want to have a quick knit. Right?
Which is really smart.
Right.
2 fingering equal DK, right?
Yeah, well, I think you could probably even get it boosted up to a worsted. 3, and it just depends on, the density of the fabric you're trying to make. So this is 100% merino wool, which means that when you wash it, you will get a little bit of that plumpness that comes with the addition of water.
Right. I just held 3 strands for a pair of slippers and got chunky weight.
Yeah, yeah, like on a 6 millimeter, 7 millimeter needle?
Yeah, I think it was 6.
Yeah, yeah. US 10 or 11 for those of you south of us.
Yeah.
So they've come out with 3 original kind of color lines.
Themes, if you will. Yeah.
Yep. We'll start at the top here. So these first 2 rows up here, the colorway is called Rainbow is My Favorite Color. And we were just talking before we turned the camera on about, what's your favorite rainbow color?
Yeah.
And it's really hard to decide.
I know.
Yeah.
I love the saturation and the fact that each skein has different intensity of the same color in the skein.
Yeah. It's like a hand-painted colorway where even the purple has a bit of blue in it. The blue has various shades of blue in it, so the intensity kind of comes in and out, and there's other colors in there. Yeah, the red too. I love that red. It's like got a little bit of blue in it, but there's still that pop of orange. Yeah, so it makes it really saturated.
Is that your favorite?
I don't. I think, Barb. I think I'm going to have to put more than one color in whatever I
like the
do.
orange.
Do you love the orange?
I love the orange, yeah.
It's very tangerine, hey?
Yeah, just love that. I think that with black would just make a really cool, pair of a hat or mitts or something like that.
For sure. And then they've also put this black base with a touch of all the colors that are in the color line in there. So you'll get this kind of variegated or speckly kind of look when you work with it, whether knitting or crocheting. Those little pops of color are going to show up on the black background. They've also done it in the white. So up here, there's a white skein that has all those rainbow colors built in as little dashes of color in there.
Someone said that reminded them of a toucan.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what you can make with these, Cynthia.
Right. Okay. So each of the lines, let's just keep going. Maybe let's go through the color lines and then come back to the designs. So rainbow is my favorite color are these first 2 rows. And then this one's called High Fidelity. So this has got the look of, the colors sort of remind you of that stereo cabinet that you used to have, the record labels. They're, what would you say? They're still saturated, but they're not bright.
Classic muted.
I
think that's it. Yeah.
Right. And I love these neutrals in here and the way that the neutrals can combine with these colors to create a really nice palette. Yeah. So a little more grown up, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this one's called Sweet Tooth. And this is like icing sugar colors.
Definitely candy coated.
And here we've got more of a pastel shade, but look at the way that like you could do so many pretty gradients in here.
Yeah.
So if you want to add a touch of pink in with these neutrals, you can do that. If you wanted to take the yellows and create kind of a
and
bright
cream.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much mix and match you can do with neutrals too, the blacks and the whites. And I think that's what we were starting to see in some of the designs.
Yes. So Camp Color has gone and worked with 3 unique designers to create designs for each of the colorways. So they've chosen Tony Lipsey to do some designs for High Fidelity. Julie Knits in Paris has done designs for Rainbow is My Favorite Color, and Grace Akram is doing designs for Sweet Tooth.
Yes.
And I should mention Tony Lipsey is a crochet designer, so the designs that she's done for Camp Color are all done they're all done with a hook.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're great too. Have you
Fabulous.
seen scarves and shawls?
Rather than insert photos here, if you go to our website and look at the Camp Color colorways, we've put images of all the pattern designs right on the product page for you. So you can look at the colors and see the designs there. I'm just going to focus a little bit on Tony Lipsey because of her crochet design. So there's 2 of them here. One is for a really long kind of cowl neck.
A loop.
Cowl loop, thank you. And the other one is a shawl, and it's got these graphic lines done in in like the dark gray with the colors interspersed in between. It's really pretty. Yeah. And then rainbow is my favorite color. Julie knits in Paris. Wow, she's an exciting person. I got a little shiver when I saw her picture because her hair is electric blue.
I know. I thought, oh, isn't that
I should
great?
do that.
Yeah. She's got beautiful hair. Yeah.
So she's designed a dress.
I know.
Out of so their assignment was to use all the colors in the colorway. They didn't have to use them all in the same design, but they had to, you know, in their design package, had to use all the colors. And so the dress uses all the colors, and it's gorgeous. There's also an oversized top with the rainbow colors in it, and there's a hat and a pair of arm warmers also. And then Grace Ackram, I believe she's a UK designer.
Yes.
Is that right?
And she also does a little bit of work for Rowan, which is very nice to see the crossover.
Yes, that's where I've heard that name before. So she's done shawls and tops and kind of like a shrug, a slip over shrug. And the colors, again, are a little more summery, a little more pastel, very, very pretty. And she's combined them with the cream. So it does make a really nice contrast for the colors in there.
Yeah, I love that they've taken the cream and the black and, you know, used neutrals with the colors. It's just a great way to pop. Now, isn't there also a little gift that everybody's getting?
Yes. Yeah, there's a free gift with purchase, and it's for a really cute kind of like kerchief style neck warmer. It's done, the pictures, so it's done in each of the colorways. You can do it in rainbow is my favorite color. You can do it in high fidelity. You can do it in sweet tooth. You can do it all in one color, or you can do it in several colors. You can do it in 2 colors. It's just this little stripy kerchief, and it's a free pattern with purchase. So when you put your order in, we'll package up that little pattern for you right in your order.
I think you printed some off, didn't you, that we're inserting? And otherwise people can get it from Ravelry too if you want an electronic download.
Is that right?
I checked it out and it's there.
There we go. Okay, perfect.
It would make a great little shawl because it's a little triangle, but you could also wear it like over your head in the summertime as a kerchief. It'd be fun.
When you're in your top-down car.
When you're in your top-down convertible.
Yeah, put it over your hair. When you're sitting around the campfire, just put it on the back of your neck. Keep the back of your neck warm.
Yeah.
Still look jaunty.
You can lay it on the beach, on the sand, and it could be your little blanket.
Right.
I mean, the ideas are endless. I'm already on a travel vacation somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Camp Color.
Camp Color. Yep. Go camping with Camp Color.
It's available on our website. We've got a new collection for it. Or you can just type in camp and it'll show up in the search bar on the website. All right.
Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah. Oh, tell us how it feels, Barb.
Oh, it's super, super soft. Yeah. Feel-O-Vision.
It's kind of like, to me, it's like soft serve ice cream.
I know.
It's just got that really smooth feel.
It's 100% superwash merino, and it's got a really nice twist to it, and it's skeined loosely, so it's really nice and squishy. And look at this. Look at the balance on here. I really can hardly wait to get this on my needles.
I know.
Right?
So we better buy our stock right away, because do you see the gaps in it? I pulled all the yarn forward on the pegs just so it would have this nice uniform look, but you can see there's some holes in there.
That's right.
Even here too, look, there's only one of this pink left.
I think there's a few top colors too that, and it's summertime, right? So yeah.
Exactly. So indulge your sweet tooth under the rainbow, listening to your high fidelity stereo.